Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and it's finally done. I named this altered book Glory, so if you are interested in it, you can look for it on my Etsy shop under that name. So you've already seen the front. She's pretty fat. I never know what to name these things, but I was thinking like, you know, the glory of spring, or I don't know, something like that. Anyway. Really fat, and it's 6.5 by 9.5 are the measurements on that. And then it opens up, and I did this little book like this, and it started out as one of those little things that you, like a placeholder that you could put a name on to put out on tables if you were having like a get-together or something like that. So it was like one of those little stands, like an A-frame stand, but I just cut off the top of it up here. I don't know if you can see, I just cut that off because it was a little area like this, and then the two hooked together to make the A-frame. And then folded this one up to make a pocket. And at first I was going to cut this flap off so it was just like a library pocket, but then I was like, that's kind of fun to have, you know, the little flap, I don't know, something different. And then there's an altered library card in here. I had to cut it down just a teeny bit so that it would fit in there once the stitching was on, and so that it would close. And then I decorated the back here with the stencil from Samantha, and a bee and paper and whatever. So that goes there, and I'll tie that up in a minute. I just added some of the papers from the Posy and the Posy add-on, and this is the old paper Digi, and I just added that, I think that's a crocus. And then these are the tags that we did together in the pocket, and I put this big altered guest check tag back there. And then this one flips out, as you guys know, with some ledger. And this is kind of like your book plate area. You can write, you know, whose book it is, that kind of thing there. And a blank page. And then this is one of our pockets and one of the big tags. And you guys have seen most everything that's in this, but I'm just going through it in case I have somebody come over from my Etsy shop who hasn't seen any of this. And then these two little things are tucked into that pocket at the bottom. And then there's just the goodies, the ephemera that I stuck in here from the DigiKit. And I added this little card. I put some sewing pattern paper on the back of it, so just to make it look older. And then these tags, and this one with some organza ribbon. And there's a blank page, and then this is one of the big pockets, and it's holding this giant journaling card. These were fun. I really like these big journaling cards like this. So even though this book doesn't have a ton of pages, that's what I needed to tell you. It's got 23 pages, so front and back it's 46. But there's lots of other writing spaces because I added, you know, the giant journaling cards and then this type of stuff. So there's actually a lot more journaling space than just the pages themselves. And there's some blank areas, and this is a altered paper clip with some, oh, could you even see that? Probably not very well. Altered paper clip right there. And then the fabric along the edge. This, I just stuck her in, so she's loose. She could be added somewhere else. And then, bless you, son. And then there's a pocket here, and another pocket here with the big journaling card. So there's lots of places to write in this, even though it's not got tons of pages. It wouldn't have fit any more pages. I mean, it's so fat as it is. I mean, it would have probably worked had I done less fabric, but that was the fun part. So there's stuff like that, envelope, to give you more journaling space. Journaling space. And this is a tip-in page. So that, sorry, I don't have a whole lot of viewing area. And then here's another pocket. This was the original fabric tag that we did, hanging out there. or journaling card, whatever you want to call it. And then here's a little small journaling card. And just a doily that could be written on. And the library card that has writing space. And there's another journaling card. I don't know if you guys saw that one. I think I did that one. Not on camera. And then this is one I did yesterday with the funny little guy. He cracks me up. I love his hair. It's like, looks like vines or something. And then on the back it's just lots of journaling space, and there's like an antique button there. Lots of fabric to stick out. And then I did this little journaling card, and then this opens up to be written in or on, whatever. And that's another one of the pages from the kit. And this is a big journaling card. So as you can see, lots of places to write. A little tuck spot here. It doesn't have anything in it, but it can have something added to it. And those are just some journaling spots. That, and then we have the glassine bag that we did together the other day that has, you know, space for journaling as well. So I think it's pretty good. And then there's these big journaling tags in this. Okay, so as I said, that's on my Etsy, and Glory is the name. There's that pocket that we put in, and I'll fix that later. But and then it's all done with the old tatting. What do you call that? I would say they're patterns because they're not finished yet. So that's that. And then I thought what we could do today to make something. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. Let me go get it. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I forgot what I wanted, this stuff downstairs, and that's what I wanted to use for this project, so duh. But anyways, there's that. And so I thought we could make one of these little things. I don't have any more of the actual little A-frame stands, but I just measured it out, and you know, it's a super simple thing, so I thought we could make one of those. So it is 11.5 inches long, and I used a manila folder, just a regular old cheapo manila folder. And then I scored at 5 inches and then 5 inches again, so super simple. And then what's left is going to be the fold up, you know, the little pocket. And I just realized when I close this, it could be just a tad shorter, so I might just cut a teeny little sliver off of that, just because I don't really want it hanging over at the bottom. So, I mean, you could score it a little different or cut it, you know, just that much shorter, or just cut it off afterwards like this and be done. So that's all I cut off. I just didn't want it longer than the other part. So there's that. And then I want to round, oh, that's not going to round any corners because that's, see, I keep grabbing the circle one. I don't know what I did with the other one. Wow, I need to like get it together this morning. Must be too early for me or something. I'm not used to doing videos in the morning. Not that it ever matters. I'm always kind of dingy, so. I finally got some of Rachel's straw paper, so we're going to use some of that. I'm just really excited about that. But you could use just like brown paper from, you know, like paper bag, or that roll of brown paper that you can get at like Lowe's and stuff like that in the painters section. So you don't have to use the straw paper. It's pretty cool color for what I want to do. So I thought I would come on and do this. And I'm very excited about that altered book. I really, really love the way it came out, and that's going to be a hard one for me to let go of, because I just really enjoyed making it, and I love the way it came out. So I hope whoever gets it enjoys it, because that's a fun one. I'm just inking on the edges just because, you know, I can't ever leave it alone even though it's not white. So, but yeah, it was super fun to make. I just think it all came together nicely. And I was really happy because I was worried when I first tore the pages out of that book that I had torn out too many, and I was worried that it was just kind of going to be a, you know, not very thick or anything book. But it turned out great. So really, you don't need, if you're going to do an altered book, don't go, oh, it's not very many pages, and, you know, like leave a whole bunch or something, because I think it would get too thick and then it would just be a mess. This doesn't really have to be inked because it's going to get glued down. Or at least that's the idea I had, you know, have with that. So it'll go like that. So these are super simple, and somebody may have already done this. I just, you know, saw that little A-frame thing that was like, they look like this. So you put them on the table and they have the little area, you know, you get it. Let's do front first. So I'll just put that up. And so this is the straw paper. I love this stuff. It's super cool, and I don't know what else I want to put on here, but definitely some other things. I've got some ledger, and then I wanted some of this. I got this ledger book at the Goodwill, so I like the colors in it. They go perfectly with that one. It didn't even have to be ripped out. So some of that would be fun, and we'll just do a little something on the front of this. I'm just going to hand rip it, I think, because I just want a rough, a little longer, because I think I'll rip the top off. I like the numbers along here, so I kind of want to keep those. So I'm going to keep that rough edge, but I'm going to take off this there. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to have to come all the way up. Or I can tear more off at the bottom. So I had a house full of kids yesterday. Teenagers. My daughter hangs out mostly, easy for me to say, with boys, which is kind of cool because they all like my son too, so then he gets to hang out even though he's a couple of years younger than they are. So that's pretty awesome that they're all willing to have him hanging out with them. But yeah, so it was like, I don't even know, 8 boys or something, and Aiden and her one friend that's a girl. She's like, boys are easier to get along with, Mom, than girls, and I agree with that. I was kind of like that too. I hung out mostly with boys just because I don't like drama, and I don't like the bickering and stuff that can go along sometimes with girls, especially younger ones. They fight over the silliest things, and I never did really understand that. I mean, I had like my very best friend, hi Shell, and we hung out all the time, but we tended to hang out with boys a lot too, because it's just easier at that age, I think, if you're not into all the drama. So, and then I'm going to take a piece of this. The cool thing about this is I don't even want to ink it, it's just a neat color. So let's see, I kind of want like, I just want kind of a rough tear on that. So I hope everybody's having a good day. It's very pretty here. The night before last it poured rain to the point of like, you know, Noah, get your boat. It was crazy. I mean, the thunder and the lightning and that, it was wow. And I love thunderstorms, but it was almost too much, especially at, you know, midnight. Yeah, so I think that kind of stuff's going to look cool in there. I was thinking a little like burlap might be kind of cool. I can get it. And I just got this huge roll of this at Walmart. It's pretty cheap stuff. Just cut off some. Not that much, obviously, we'll use, but at least I got a piece. And then the cool thing about it is it frays really well. So I think I just want to take like a bit, just a bit. Like maybe even just this. And I don't want to cut it totally straight, so I'm kind of waving around there. This one maybe. Just for some texture on there. I have this one too. This one's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. And then maybe something behind there just because those kind of match almost too well. So let's see. I know the pair would have not been as matchy, but maybe some of this. Or cheesecloth. Here's my cheesecloth. This stuff would work. It's super thin. I'm almost out. I need to go find another one of these super thin hankies. These are great. If you can find these anywhere, get them, because they just fray really good. And the lace on this one I love too. Just gotta be careful not to rip the lace. It doesn't want to rip that direction. So if I just take a piece, kind of just want a little bit, I think. Doesn't need a lot, just something to break up those two of the same color sitting right there next to each other. And I'm going to ink this a little. Because that will help as well. Sorry if you hear I'm upstairs and the kids' bathroom and their rooms and everything are right here. And they're usually not here, but it's summer, yay! So they are. And the cats, of course. And the ink right in there too, because that felt a little stark. Alright, so I'm going to glue this stuff down. Oh, good. I thought for a minute I was off camera. I'm like, oh, that would be typical about now. And I did stitch all around that pocket, but you don't have to do that if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't like stitching. You can just glue everything down. Just do it the way you want to do it. You don't have to do it exactly. These are just ideas. The straw paper is really neat. It's it looks more yellow on camera than what it ends up being when you get it. I mean, it definitely has a golden hue, but it really looks more yellow than what it actually is. It's a really pretty color. And I love it with like that olivey green kind of mix. I'm just going to put a little tacky glue on this because I'm not sure that my glue stick will hold fabric very well. I'm going to get one of those glue sticks that does hold fabric. That would be great. I just don't want to see it through there, so I'm kind of taking it over to this edge more so that when I put that design on there, hopefully it will cover most of that up. Yeah. Okay. Because as we all know, the wet glue tends to still show, even though it dries clear, it just leaves, you know, marks from the wetness. I need more room, or less mess or something. I had it all cleaned up, but we all know how that lasts. Not at all. Just get more out. Yeah, I really like that combo. I don't really want to cover up that little red berry, whatever it is. Totally. Yeah, I think that'll work. Now this is going to be the tricky part. I'm just going to kind of put just really thin, and you may have a better plan than this, so by all means do that. Might just cut that off, but let's see if we can get it to stick up there. Yeah, that might work. Alright, so there's that. I may add, I kind of like want a number or something on there. And I don't know where my little number thing went. Yeah, I don't know where it is right now. I have these, but I think these are too big. I don't know, I'll find it. Or I could do like a piece of this right here. Just a little bit of it. This is so old that it just like, you just pinch pieces off. It's awesome. Right. Not that there's really numbers on this either, but just the writing looks cool. That side's cool too. I almost like this side better. See, good thing I turned it over. I might do a little pinch on that as well. Tuck under there a little. Kind of do this. See, the wet glue lets it slide more than the glue stick would. So see, kind of get that. Yes, better. I like it. All right. So on the inside, I'm thinking we can use some of my old paper stuff. Just set all that down. This one's really jaggedy. I like this side with this. I tore that with that other ruler. Where's the other one? I think I need to tear it. I think that's too jagged for that edge. Come out a little bit because I do like this little bit of ledger right there. Probably won't even end up seeing it, but I tore it a little bit crooked on purpose. I didn't want it perfectly straight. And then how long do we want this? Just after this. And I need to get this side a little bit more. It's a little big. Oh, that was good. You have to push down on it. Alright. This little edge right here needs to get sticking out too far. And then let me do this other one while I've got the mess, you know. I think I want to use a piece of this. We'll do, because it doesn't have to go all the way down in there. Just finish tearing this off. That was a little thin, but I can add a little something else too, so, which I will probably do that ledger again, because it goes well with it. Let's do this side of the ledger. Almost off camera. I need to scoot up a little. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I like that. Okay, you know what would be fun is this. I've got a thing for this beehive thing. I told Samantha she's going to make me a little bee because I like it so much. Where did I put my... It's just fun. Something fun. And you can do it as light or as dark as you want, which I'm sure you all already know with stenciling. It's not like it hasn't been around forever. Sorry, I'm probably shaking the entire camera, huh? Oopsie, that's a little straight up there, isn't it? I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. Alright, so that will go like that. And let's just get this done around the edges. Just want to say thank you to everybody. You've all been awesome about the length of the video thing. I just really don't know how else to do these type of videos, just because, you know, there's a lot of things that go into it, so it's not something that you can just wing out like super fast. So, but you guys have all been awesome, and I really do appreciate it. So they're just going to stay the way they are, and I guess, you know, you can always fast forward through them, like if you don't like how long it is, or if you're bored or whatever. I won't take offense at all. I understand. We all have things we need to do. Everybody was very nice. I mean, I don't think I had one person say they wanted shorter video, so that was very nice. Maybe they just didn't comment. That's kind of funny. But anyway, they just are what they are. And sometimes I don't say anything, but it's just kind of the way I am. Already got inky fingers. Ay, ay, ay. I just realized I never tore that edge, but I like the numbers, so I don't want to tear them off. Hold that one up because you're not going to see the bottom anyways. So it'll go like that. And that will be good, and we'll get this one glued up here. And you can definitely add as much, you know, whatever you want to these, because they look really cool with stuff on them. I need to wash it off already. Got a big glob. Let's start at the bottom. Can't go straight because it's not straight. I don't want to do that. Got stuff on my fingers and it gets on there. The glue got on there from the mat, and then I had ink on my fingers, so. That's when you need the eraser. I like that, but I was also thinking I cut out some of these, like, some of them couldn't really be cut entirely. They might be cool just cards in there. What to do, what to do. A label, anyone? Trying to figure out what I like in there. This one's kind of cool too, but I like this because you can see these flowers up here, so I think I'm going to go with that one. So I think I'll do that as just a little card. I'll add this for some interest. Rachel at Roxy Creations labels. And her straw paper. Ah. And I will be stitching around all of it. I won't torture you guys with all that, but I am going to do that. So let's put a little something on the back of this. This is not big enough, but I can add something else to it. This is from my old paper. And I'll probably stitch around the card too. But again, the stitching is not necessary. So like, if you don't want to do it, don't. It's not a big deal. I could put it down here. Put a piece of this up here. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I'm going to figure out how long I need this. I need a torn edge here, I think. Just taking a tiny bit off. And then I'm going to do this kind of thing. I can see through this paper, so that's making it a bit easier. And I will ink a little on the back of that so that I got these off of Biodiversity Heritage Library. Let's do, I want to see the lines instead of just the plain part. So I'm just going to line it up with that top line a little above it. These images I got off of Biodiversity Heritage Library. They're just kind of cool looking, and they look really good with that straw paper. And searching on there is interesting. I mean, sometimes you just have to search and search and search. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But it's the only way you can find some of this stuff and use it, you know. I mean, if you're just using it for your own use, you can get it from wherever, but if you're selling anything, that's the tricky part. My board's getting too sticky, and then my fingers get sticky. It's just a mess. I should do, I saw Rachel yesterday, she had a little bowl of water. I should probably do that, but that requires me to remember a bowl of water before I start. I'm lucky to remember the stuff I'm going to use. So, it's probably not going to happen. Okay, and then what do I want to put right here? Fingers, sticky. This script is kind of cool. This is from my Digi2. It's just all sitting right here. That's why I keep using it, because it's just all right here next to me. So, because I was using it for that journal. It's right at my fingertips, so to speak. Oh, Pasha, I put that stuff down on the floor that was up here on my desk and in the way, and he's just laying all over it. Because that's what he does. That's why I don't put much of anything on the floor, because it's usually that, him laying all over it. Which wouldn't be as big a deal if he didn't have mountains of fur. He is still kind of not quite as fuzzy from his last haircut, but he's still shedding like crazy. Okay, I'm trying to think of how I want this. Yeah, that will work. And then like I did on the one in the book, you could also do too. I just put all kinds of fabric down there like we've been doing with the sides and the tops of the tags. I just put a line of it down there too. So that's another thing that you can do with it if you want to do that. And it's kind of hanging over in spots, but I don't really care. It's fine. It's not bothering me. And I'm going to snip off the corner of that. I didn't realize I hung it over that far. Ah. Okay, so there's that. This is going to get stitched all the way around. Where'd my little card go? Oh my goodness, what did I do? Okay, can go right in there, and then you could add another card or whatever. I feel like this needs something. I don't know what. I feel like these are going to all be too big no matter. Oh, this one's little. This one might be good on here. Tries to go. I mean, that's taking away from the writing, but I kind of like it. So I think I'm going to do it. You could always add a, you know, like coffee stain piece of paper or whatever in the pocket too, for more journaling space, or another piece of ledger or whatever. Ah, I'm all about the art in it. That's my thing, so. Oh, I know what I can do. I can kind of glue it down, but leave it kind of like a little tuck sort of a thing. That would work. Where's the... I don't want to get it over the seam though, obviously. Alright, so if I just glue, it might not be a great idea because of the way the leaves are, but let's try it and see what we think. Oh, did I do it? Oh no. I think it goes this way. I have no idea. Yeah, that might not work because of the way the leaf. We're just going to glue it down. I don't want it to end up getting torn because I didn't glue it down. Just don't glue it over your fold. Okay. So I'll stitch that and I'll be right back. Okay, hi everybody, I'm back. So what I wanted to tell you about stitching around here is that this, you need to make sure you have, like, this is hard to explain. Stitch this way, across this way, down, you know, like that. And then you have to turn it over and stitch this. Otherwise you'll have the back stitching on the front, which there's not a big difference, but I like to have the top stitching on the main part, and then you flip it open. This is the back stitching, which doesn't look a lot different, but it is a little different. So anyways, you can do it however you want, but that's just the way I did it. So I went up this way, around this way, like that, flipped it over, did, I think I came up this way and like that. So, and then I stitched around our tag, and I feel like I'm channeling Rachel. That just makes me think of her. So anyways, it's her little thing. Maybe I'll send it to her. All right. I hope you guys have an awesome day. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.